Sometimes in a franchise, it can feel like a tug of war for control. I want to teach you why there's value in letting go. How much control does a franchisee really have? Control over what? Marketing, branding ideas, success, growth? What do you want control over? Some people want a lot of control over everything. Other people want to be controlled in order to feel safe. So what do you want to control, and how much control feels good for you? Here's the good news. I think I can make all of you happy with my answer. Before I talk about how much control you have or want to have, let's just talk about why does the franchisor need control? The franchisor ultimately needs control because it's their brand. And what is a brand? Well, a brand is a consistent consumer experience. If the franchisor left it up to you and your neighbor and their neighbor to decide how they were going to lay out their store, where they were going to buy their commercial vehicles from, where they were going to buy their paper products from even, everybody would do it a little bit different. How does the franchisor control the consumer experience when every franchisee is out there doing it their own way? There would be no consistent consumer experience. And this actually comes back to the point of having a franchise disclosure document. When I was a young consultant and candidates would come to me and say, this franchisor, man, they're ripping me off. They make me buy my paper products here. And why do I have to buy my vehicle from them? And why are they telling me I have to do it this way? I'd be like, yeah, how dare they run fast? What did I know when I was a young consultant? I'm only kidding. But honestly, fast forward a few years into franchising and especially franchise consulting where I get to see franchises at the level that I get to see them. And I quickly realized, no, the ones who have all that control, those are the franchises that go on to become the next big American brands. Because if people are left to their own imagination for how they should do things, everybody's going to do it a little bit different. So ultimately, the reason an FDD is one-sided and feels very controlling, it's not to limit your potential, it's to enhance your potential. The best analogy that I can give on that is if you have a toddler at home and you want to take a shower, you can't leave that toddler to his or her own devices, right? You don't know what kind of danger that toddler will get into. So if you're going to hop in the shower, you've got to confine that toddler somehow. Put him in a crib, put him in a playpen, lock him in the bathroom with you, right? You're not confining the toddler to limit their potential. You're confining the toddler to protect them. And that is exactly what a tight FDD and the control that a franchisor has over the brand is meant for, to protect the brand. When candidates are reading an FDD and they come back and say to me, Kim, why would I ever agree to this thing? I'm putting in all the money, I'm taking all the risk, but then they have all the rights, meaning the franchisor. Like, why is this fair, or how is it fair? I say, well, it's not really meant to be fair in that regard because ultimately the franchisor has to be in control because it's their vision, it's their brand. They're using your money and your time and talent and your dreams to bring it to life. That doesn't mean that you have no control. It just means that the control over the growth of the brand is driven by the parent organization, by the franchisor. So let's go back to you wanting control. Ultimately, you are going to be a business owner in this scenario. This is your business to make or break, right? Every franchisee wants to own this business when it's massively successful. They're rookie of the year. They want to win awards. But no franchisee wants to own it when it's not going right. They want to blame the marketing. They want to blame their territory. They want to blame the president. They want to blame the economy. Anything that puts the blame out there because they don't want ownership in the failure. But here's the thing. If you want control, control means ownership. Owning it when it's good and owning it when it's not. This is why a franchise is not a foolproof thing, because it requires you, the leader of the organization, the leader of your organization, to be the leader, to show up, to execute the proven playbook. The franchisor can provide the very best tools, can have the very best opportunity. It's what you, the franchisee, does with those tools that determines the success or failure of your business. So you want control? Hey baby, you got control. You can have all the control over the wild success of this business or the massive failure. That's all on you. Of course, I'm being a little bit funny. Franchisors want you to be successful. They're gonna be there to train and support you and pick you up when you fall down. But what I'm saying is there's equal control in this partnership. They have control over the brand and how your store is going to look and how big your territory is going to be. And yes, where you might have to buy your paper products from or where you're going to buy your commercial vehicles, because they're building standards. But you have control over what you wake up and do with that toolbox every day, over how big you can dream and how big of a business you can build. Ultimately, I think you win, because ultimately you have control over your future, your time. And trust me, franchisors are not working in a vacuum. Most franchisors have franchisee committees where they take their top performing franchise owners to form a committee and get feedback from everybody, so that there's open communication between franchisees and franchisors. They're using your feedback, your everyday data, your experiences out in the marketplace to help grow the opportunity. It's a mutual evaluation process, and it's a mutually beneficial relationship where you make money and they make money. But it's both of you working together. They have control over some things and you have control over some things. So I know there's a perception out there that franchisors are control freaks. They're evil control freaks and they're not your true partner. But I'm telling you, as one who has been closely associated with some of America's biggest franchise brands, I'm telling you, these franchisors are not controlling your opportunity or limiting your future in any way. They are here for your success. They want you to take what they've created and go build the life of your dreams, because that's how their dream comes to life. That's how their brand goes on to become the next big American brand. Think of their control like bumpers when you go bowling, right? Protecting you on side to side all the way down. If you are ready to find the perfect franchisor that offers you enough control, but not too much control, so that you can thrive in this franchise opportunity, I want to be your daily coach. Please send me an email right now. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell.